in a Whitfield County farmhouse in 1880, Catherine Evans was a shy girl, the second of 6 children. While she only earned a 5th grade education, not uncommon for girls in rural Georgia at the time, her intelligence and curiosity far exceeded her formal education.
I was the oldest grandson that came along, in fact, and I was the one that she always called, said I was her adopted grandson she never did have. So she'd call me when she had a problem with a door squeaking or a screen being off. She'd have me to come fix it because she didn't want to hire somebody to do it. She'd get me to come. I got to know her, I guess, better than any of her nieces and nephews did because I was close to her. She always, her and Uncle Will just kind of looked after us.
This fascinating woman's career began in 1892 when she was 12. Visiting a cousin in McCuffey, Georgia, Catherine saw an old tufted bedspread that was considered a family heirloom.
A cousin called Aunt Missouri Tate. And while she was roaming around the house, bored to death, that Sunday afternoon, she opened the door and looked in a bedroom, and there on the bed was the prettiest, whitest, most gorgeous bedspread she'd ever seen in her life.
Catherine admired the craftsmanship of the spread and vowed to replicate it so she could have one of her own. The spread had been produced using a technique called candle wicking. She soon discovered that it was very time-consuming and began experimenting during her free hours. After much trial and error, she mastered the process and completed 2 quilts.
She made the first bedspread when she was approximately 12 years old. She made it for a wedding present. That lady put it on a bed and showed it. When she showed it, she had some friends come in and they seen it.
As family and friends saw the quilts, they began to ask Catherine to make more, which they were quite willing to purchase. Soon, the fledgling entrepreneur found it necessary to teach her craft to young people who could help her prepare them for sale.
One of the things that Catherine Whitener was known for was being a friend and a helper to so many people in the industry. When she started, she was bringing in her friends and teaching them how to do this so that they could have a business as well. She just wanted everybody to succeed. And I know as a fact that she never became wealthy, but she created a lot of wealth in this region.
In 1917, Catherine and her brother formed the Evans Manufacturing Company. The following year, Rich's department store in Atlanta placed an initial order for 24 spreads. As the business grew, Catherine's helpers often served as their family's primary source of income when crops failed. Even during the Great Depression, bedspreads offered not only a source of revenue, but also a source of hope for the people of Northwest Georgia.
A man that had a truck or a flivver that would run began to carry some of the things that were needed. They had been living there, not making a dime. They had managed to grow enough food to feed their family, but as far as any money in their pocket, they didn't have it.
If we can get them all to come in at a certain time, maybe 10 or 11 o'clock, one day a week to my house, we can all sit there and sew and all be friendly and talk.
And my goodness, all these spreads, we might need a laundry to wash these things for us instead of one wash pot in the backyard. Well, they'll spring up another business, the laundry.
You could get a government grant to build a chicken house. There they put heaters in, they put sewing machines all down through the chicken house, and that was the first chenille factory to come about in Dalton.
I understand that she even would just make a few spreads, put a bill in them in the box, and mail it to a department store in the Northeast and would receive a check. So it's a fascinating start with a woman in business.
When men recognized the merits of Catherine's system of contracted labor and saw the possibilities, they combined the business with the capital necessary for it to truly thrive. At that time, other families, such as the Bandys, grew small ventures into major businesses. Catherine gave the Bandys patterns and support and helped them launch a tufting business. In 1941, America's bedspread industry, still centered in Dalton, employed 10,000 workers and yielded sales of over $25 million.
I think the figure now is about 65% of all the world's carpet is tufted in the Northwest Georgia area. I know it's because of Catherine Whitener. This industry would never have developed. Tufting would never have been invented here had it not been for her.
Over time, the tufted textile industry expanded to include bath mats, accent rugs, and carpets. Today, more than 90% of the carpet produced in the U.S. is tufted, a development directly linked to Catherine's early experiments with bedspreads. While she never made millions with her ingenuity, she made millionaires out of many Georgia men and women.
This was a simple thing by a simple woman, and it absolutely exploded in this North Georgia area, and therefore we need to appreciate the beginning.
When I found the spinning wheel and found the other stuff, I'd rather have it where school kids can come up here and see it and enjoy it and know, hey, this is how Dalton got started and stuff, because it really started back with Aunt Kathy.